dust of departure settles into the soil of a new beginning. The screams of war have been replaced by the rhythmic sound of bone hoes piercing the earth, and cedar canoes gliding through the river. But this is more than just a settlement story. It is a saga where the souls of two tribes merge into one, and where the cry of the first newborn echoes louder than any war drum. Are you ready to witness the birth of primitive engineering, ancient artistry, and an unshakable peace? The quiet but magnificent triumph of a people who have finally found their home begins now. When the time came for the allied tribe to depart, the horizon was ablaze with a sunset drenched in deep orange. The dust kicked up by the horses' hooves hung in the air, illuminated by the fading sun, leaving a glowing trail. This was not a sorrowful farewell. It was the seal of an eternal loyalty. As the silence of their departure settled, it was quickly filled by the sounds of creation rising from the heart of the main tribe. This profound transition was marked by sacred gestures. The allied leader presented a set of handmade reins, symbolizing eternal fealty and the silent promise, "Whenever you call, we shall return." However, the true miracle lay in those who chose to stay. Several allied warriors decided to remain within this new order, blending their ancient combat techniques with the tribe's new, peaceful rhythm. Under the leader's command, the first hose made of deer bone pierced the soil. Irrigation channels spread through the valley like veins, and the first seeds of ancestral agriculture were sown into this fertile earth. The ground was no longer just a grave. It had become a fountain of life. Craftsmanship became the vibrant heartbeat of the village. Massive cedar trees were hollowed out using controlled embers, creating canoes that glowed with the red light of the coals as they were shaped. Every hand was busy, from the intricate beadwork on cradle boards to the obsidian lethality of new spears. Every detail was crafted with devotion. Women gathered in sacred circles, using ancient methods to preserve the harvest, while the youth learned the absolute focus of the archer and the iron discipline of the hunt. The camp transformed into a masterpiece of primitive engineering under the hands of the people. Hidden watchtowers rose within the high canopy of the forest. They looked like natural growths of the wood, but possessed the piercing eyes of a hawk. Stone-lined torch paths illuminated the nights, and obsidian-tipped spears glinted with lethal precision in the firelight. Even the most mundane tasks became sacred rituals. The harvesting of wild honey, the tanning of thick leathers with bark acids, and the crushing of ochre into vibrant paints. The fleeting cry of victory had now become a permanent song of life. A profound spiritual peace reigned over the valley. The shaman began to carve the bloody history of the war and the sacred promise of peace onto the cave walls. These etchings were a memory that would remain for 1,000 years. The leader began each day by donning the totem of the late elder. His wisdom served as a compass for every decision made. A new sense of social harmony emerged throughout the village. And then in the middle of a quiet night, a miraculous sound broke the silence. The cry of the first baby born in the new camp. This sound was felt more deeply than the most powerful war drum the tribe had ever heard. It was the triumph of life over death. As winter preparations began, as wood was stacked, furs were oiled, and medicinal herbs were dried, the tribe gathered under the full moon for a ceremony of immense gratitude. Fear had been replaced by planning, and chaos by a peaceful order. Before the first snowflake of winter could fall, a massive totem pole was raised at the very center of the village. This pole was not merely a wooden monument. It was the physical proof of an unbroken legacy that merged the symbols of two tribes into one body. The wolf and the hawk were carved into the same wood, entwined forever. This was the symbol of the tribe's eternal unity and indivisible strength. The future was no longer a dark uncertainty. It was a solid foundation upon which they stood. Children would grow up in the shadow of this totem, and warriors would find rest in its presence. As the sun set over the red lands, the eyes of the carved eagle at the top of the pole glinted with a golden fire. The tribe had finally found its home. They were no longer just survivors. They were the true masters of the forest, the river, and the soil. The story may have reached its conclusion, but the spirit of the tribe is now etched into this land forever. As the wind blows through the pines, it no longer whispers the mourning of the past, but the hope of the future. The leader, looking down at the village from the ridge, saw the smoke rising from the teepees where his people moved in peace. The fire in his eyes was not the destructive blaze of the past, but the inextinguishable light of a civilization. This people defeated iron with spirit, death with life, and enmity with brotherhood. Their saga will shine forever like a North Star, showing how to emerge from the darkness. The red lands may have been watered by their blood, but they will now flourish with their sweat and the laughter of their children. The unbroken spirit has found its home, and history has written this great awakening in letters of gold. Two tribes, one soul, and a legacy that will never break. The journey of the Redlands has reached its magnificent home, but the story lives on in every one of us. To witness more epic tales of courage and the indomitable human spirit, subscribe now and join our community of warriors. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay tuned for our next legendary adventure. The dawn is here, and the future is ours.